You've just aced an interview, but have yet to hear back from the company that you are so excited to be a part of. What do you do? How do you progress from here? Should you call back or send an email to inquire about your chances of being hired? Hi, it's me, Andrew again, your HR specialist, and today I'm here to help answer some questions you might have regarding your post-interview selection prospects. It's been a couple of days, perhaps even 1 or 2 weeks since you last heard from the HR department of that last company you interviewed at. How do you determine when is the right time to reach out to them without sounding desperate or like you're banking only on this one job interview to be successful? Take a look at these 5 quick tips we have just for you, according to your very own situational awareness and understanding of your chances with this particular company. Tip number 1, and this is basically the most important factor you must establish beforehand. How confident are you of your very own chances of landing this job and being the incumbent? If you feel that your interview was passable and you stand just an alright chance, then you probably should consider looking out for other jobs while you are waiting. However, if you are highly confident that your interview went exceptionally well, that you have particularly impressed your interviewer and managed to stand out amongst the rest, and you know you are in a favorable position to hear from them soon enough, proceed to tip number 2. Here's tip number 2. Once you've established that you are a standout candidate, you have got to establish the waiting period. The average hiring process usually takes between 1 to 3 months because of all the possible candidate interviews in progress. Some things we look out for include: how long ago was the job listing posted? When did you apply? And when were you interviewed? And if possible, when will the job listing be closed? This might mean that the company you are applying for has potentially found a couple of suitable candidates and they are on to the deliberation and selection phase. Here, reaching out might not be the best option for you yet, and you would be in a better position to wait it out for about 1 more week or so. If you have been waiting for about a week since the job listing has been closed, then it should be around the time to start making the next move and taking the initiative to check up on your application and prospects of landing the job. Do note that if you are unable to establish if the job listing has been closed, a best time frame to take the next step would be about 2.5 weeks to 3.5 weeks after your interview has been conducted. If you have reached this stage, proceed further to see tip number 3. And now for tip number 3. You've been waiting long enough. Just how should you go about reaching out to your potential future employers, and just how should you even begin demanding for an update without sounding desperate, bossy, or anxious? First off, it is always advisable to reach out via email and never through phone calls, as it always allows for ample time for further deliberation by the HR department and your interviewer regarding your prospects of potentially landing the job as a candidate. Compared to a phone call, which might not even get through the correct person on the other line, or might get lost in translation due to tone of voice or lack thereof, an email definitely will be more suitable and in your favor. Also, through email, you will be able to concisely state your reasons for reaching out to the company in an orderly and succinct manner, and gives you a better chance at being remembered, especially if you are able to include both the HR department and your particular interviewer as recipients of your carefully worded email. Finally, email allows for your recipients to review and reread your carefully curated update requests regarding your candidacy. Now, how should you begin crafting your email, and what other important details and content should you include to express your significant interest in this job position without looking like it is the only job interview you managed to get? Tip number 4 explains more on crafting that perfect email. Dear tip number 4, why haven't I heard from you guys yet? Now, that would definitely not land you the job at all. Perhaps you may try something like this instead. Focus on highlighting these key points in your email. Explain the purpose of your email from the get-go. You can put your title as your name, comma, regarding position of XXXXX. State your eagerness and anticipation to hear from them, and that it has been a while now that you have last heard from them. You may opt to include the fact that you have an offer and you are holding out just to wait for this particular company to get back to you because you are very keen on this position at this company. Here, you are able to show that you really wish to be a part of this company and you can then elaborate why further. If you have mentioned having received another offer, you may wish to include the offer deadline given by the other company. But it all boils down to how confident you are that this company is seriously in contention to hire you. Otherwise, you can simply end your email stating that you look forward to hearing from them soon. Tip number 5. Patience is a virtue, and always remember to keep your options open. From the moment your interview was concluded to that moment you click send, always bear in mind that patience is very important, especially when you are being assessed and compared among many other potential candidates. While reaching out on your own initiative shows a strong interest to want to work for that company, nobody likes to be demanded from. Also, remember that no matter how confident you are and how well you think your interview went, there might be one or two other outstanding interviewees that could have gained a better chance. Thus, while you are waiting for a reply or an offer from them, do remember to keep your options open and not put all your eggs in this basket. Ultimately, there are many other factors as to why you may or may not be selected for that job, so keep your hopes up while applying for other job listings as well. We have come to the end of this segment, and we hope you've learned a thing or two about reaching to companies post-interview. Do let us know in the comments what other tips and guides you wish to see, and we'll definitely share with you more.